It must have been 2 years. Time flies. I mean, you have to have outstanding and distinguished patience if you're going to collect artifacts, that's for sure. Welcome back to Indian Trace. I have just today, it doesn't always look like this. I mean, it went through a hit. Solid ice, complete algae. I mean, this winter was tough. I spent all morning in the mud, power washing. I don't know if you can see down in there. You're not just seeing rocks. That's water. That's how clear it is. I can't even show you accurately. You can see the pipe down in that koi pond. So I spent my time today working on my pond. The clouds are light out there. And I'm going to start it this way. We're going to go right around. I'm going to show you this. These rocks on that layer right there are underwater. So things are looking good right now. I got to keep it up. I could turn the waterfall on, but it's absolutely too loud. When I'm doing this movie, it comes off that. So we're doing good. And we're doing even better because there's a lot of great stuff out here, as you know. It's been 2, maybe 3 years since I've done this. If I can do this right today, it'll be good. Get a video up. Now there, see the pump is 3 foot underwater. Looks pretty close right there because it's crystal clear. Man, what a mess. I'm telling you what, if you have to get in the pond and clean it out and pull it out of its winterized state, it's tough. But no big deal. Just a little work. Looking at it from this way. Good stuff. But better stuff is what you're looking at here. Still open. Open for debate. C3, C4 artifacts. It's great natural light around this time of day. Yeah, I did whip it. I'll walk on this stuff too, which absolutely, I know there's some of you guys out there. I mean, look at the big stuff that's in here. It infuriates a lot of people. But I'm fully persuaded that this was just as expendable then to them as I feel it is now. I feel a lot of this stuff, and you can see the last C4 artifacts video. You can send. You just send me $50. I will work on a box, packing it, getting it right, shipping it, filling it, probably putting some extras in there. That's just the way it works on Indian Trace. I have to reorganize this a little bit after the power washing. I had to do it with sensitivity so it didn't blow everything all over the place. Anyway, there's a ton of stuff up here, and I continually pull back from adding to it, but I do add to it. You'll see. As we go right around, it goes all the way around. And I had somebody drop me a comment, which was funny, and he said, you know, I can't even believe you can color C4. I didn't know C4 come in colors, and that he thought the video was actually about explosives. Well, this is some explosives for you. Quartz, a lot of good stuff out here. You can see all these different pieces. And has a good place out here, a good resting place, because a lot of these pieces, they're so specific when I found them out there in the field. I just couldn't leave them. If you have a good eye, you guys know what I'm talking about. I just could not leave them, and they needed a home. And so now, with having too much, you know, I don't put them out here as much. I'll ship boxes out. Just got to do it. But I also have another place out here for 24. Now it's 24. Oh, you just get blown away. Getting near this many absolute perfect examples of hammerstones is dangerous. Getting near this many absolute perfect examples of hammerstones is dangerous for those of us who collect artifacts. And on the back side here, of course, I got a couple pieces of flint. Don't think it's a preform. I think it's a skinning knife of some sort. We'll never know, though. They could have just been traveling. It was going to make some points out of it. They could have absolutely been using it. And there is another point made out of a similar flint on it with a huge rim here. biggest soapstone rim I've ever found. It's just crazy, this piece here. Smooth as can be. Sea-tight, right? I guess they call it that. Good pieces of flint. Now, down in the backside here are the extra good quality, and it's quartz hammerstones. They have a resting place there. But take a look at these. Oh my word. I dare not even start picking them all up. 24 would take some time to give a good tour of all 24. This stone came from High Rise. And it's they're very, very absolutely perfect weights when you put them in the hand. In the human hand, you can tell how much of a tool. They were used as striking tools. They just absolutely used them right on the edge. Hard modules. A lot of these stones, and it's very curious, have a crescent, continuing crescent pattern on the surfaces. I'm not exactly sure what it is all the time, but I know it's there. It's common. Of course, they have the little teeny indentations in stones. For example, check this piece out. It was definitely a coveted. That was loud. These stones are hard. You don't have to worry if you drop them too much, but I don't like to drop anything. Of course, they have this indentation here. And they have a workspace. Usually, a lot of these stones I've found have a workspace that a stripe goes right across there, which maybe could have been used for braiding. It was multi-purpose stones, and they just have such work edges. Hanging out. I mean, I did a lot of work with a lot of tools today. We did a lot of, I don't know if you can see it, I did a lot of redoing and rerouting and doing some pump work, as you can see down there. But crazy. Where is it? Here it is. This was a great piece found at the Cove. Great tool, I should say. So I know favorite tools. I use some of my favorite tools today. I use my favorite screwdriver. That might sound silly, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this piece. Again, I know the cortex is the orange, the dark orange, everybody. All the workspaces to this stone. And I put these in a bucket of bleach when I was doing this pond, taking 3 hours to do the pond and get all the algae out and power wash it and drain it and refill it. Look at again the indentation here. And then work stripes. I don't know if they were braiding. Is that what you call it, you guys who nap? Absolute tool lovers video, I guess. If you had patience to get through the beginning. Get the work zones, right? Just craziness. Great stones. Of course there's this one from the clay pot with 2 dimples. Nothing like it. Very interesting point. Now, I do want to get down here and show you something while I'm thinking about it, just in my head. It's a point from Notchville, the top of Notchville, a tool. They just absolutely took time to wear that off because it took a long time. This is a big stone, and it took a long time to wear off the back of that. Crazy. Actually, come to think of it, this was Crosslands. Loaf of bread, loaf of solid bread right there. But what is cool about a stone like this is you know for sure, and I'm not going to be in a hurry here, it's absolutely perfect weather, you can see a lot of great stones. It took a long time and a lot of use, and so they kept it around. You know their favorite tools, they kept them around and used them. There's no doubt about it. But the one I was talking about, really, it was in my head, is from Notchville area. Really interesting piece. Of course, it's a quartz module. They are translucent if you had real bright light. This piece, they never did even want to work. They didn't have to, a little teeny bit at the end, but they absolutely worked off this side of it. And since these stones and these tools, and they worked off both sides for sure, and since you know these stones were used so in its indentation, and again you got this strip of work zone, and I don't know if they were grabbing it and just abrading the side of things. You tell me. You guys you know more about it than me. I'm just a novice. But the stones here, you know they were using. Here's a smoky quartz hammerstone. Once you see these, and I had somebody write and say, thanks for showing those hammerstones. Now when I go out, I find something, I know exactly what it is I'm seeing. This natural light's incredible. Here's a tangerine tool. These tools have far more energy. I am far more pleased to share them when the weather is absolutely perfect. I can relax a little bit before I hit the shower. I'm going to tell you what, if you know ponds and you know scum, winter scum, algae of North Carolina, and what it takes to clean them up and get them ready, and I mean, look at all these great artifacts around the outside edge to make you comfortable. If you come out here and hang out, you could go hunting, because there are some points out there, but most of them all are broken. Look at this piece. This is a unique piece right here. Something else. It is almost triangular. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 sides, but it's completely like a billet. Worked off that side, off that side. Maybe it is a billet. Don't know where that word came from. I think I might have heard somebody say it. But you can tell that you put that in your fingers, you can hold it in any angle. They didn't work too much around the outside edges, but they definitely used both ends, and this was a piece they kept. And they used. They kept it a lot. It's great stuff. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to finish right there on those stones, and I'm going to come back high stones, hard stones, great stones, and I mean, look at the working edge on that. Look at this piece here. Remember that? What do you suppose? I mean, just a day like this, maybe the weather was nice, they were sitting around and they were absolutely making things. Interesting piece here because the cortex is in here, but they still used the outside in the working edge. You can tell they still used it, but it was broken at one time, old break, and they didn't. That part just didn't surface yet. They didn't work down to it. But just incredible piece right here. Indentation, something going on. I'm gonna come back and revisit the stones. How do you not do that after covering some nice ones?